So this is a book that I found. Actually, I asked ChatGPT to give me an advice about which book that I can read, and I found this book just for free on the side of my email. You know where you see your inboxes and you see the four dots or whatever they call it, and then you click where you can also get access to Gemini or some of the tools. Okay, so this is our book, and let me read the title. The 60th anniversary edition of the classic bestseller Viktor Frankl, Men's Search for Meaning. Okay, so I'm not gonna read these titles. Let's start with preface. Dr. Frank, author, psychiatrist, sometimes asks his patients who suffer from a multitude of torments, okay, great and small, why do you not commit suicide? From their answers, he can often find the guideline for his psychotherapy. In one life, there is love for one's children to tie to. In another life, a talent to be used. In a third, perhaps only lingering memories worth preserving. To weave these slender threads of a broken life into a firm pattern of meaning and responsibility is the object and challenge of logotherapy, which is Dr. Frankel's own version of modern existential analysis. In this book, Dr. Frankel explains the experience which led to his discovery of logotherapy. As a longtime prisoner in Bestro concentration camps, he found himself stripped to make to naked existence. His father, mother, brother, and his wife died in camps or were sent to the gas ovens so that um, expecting for his sister, let's say accepting for his sister, his entire family perished in these camps. How could he, every possession, every possession lost, every value destroyed, suffering from hunger, cold, and brutality. So I'm gonna keep on reading. You know, I don't know why, but most of the books I read, they always talk about the experience that the Jewish people had. I read a book, Julie Wells, um, Julie Wells, Vienna, Austria, something like that, and then it was talking about the Jewish people, their experiences in the concentration camps. Okay, so let's keep on reading. Hourly expecting, that's the second preface. Extermination. How could he find life worth preserving? A psychiatrist who personally has faced such extremity is a psychiatrist worth listening to. So I'm reading this book for the first time. And you know, when you read a book for the first time, you're not actually used with the words. You cannot go too fast. So when I'm gonna read it again, I will probably go faster, but I want to do it at this pace. He, if anyone, should be able to view our human condition wisely and with compassion. Dr. Frankel's words have a profoundly honest ring, for they rest on experiences too deep for deception. What he has to say gains. Let me check something. Somebody sent something. I don't know what this is. Sorry. Okay, that's okay. I know I need to check. Sometimes if you're reading a book, you probably have to concentrate yourself a lot. You see what I mean? Okay, this person, okay, okay, that's fine. Okay, so let's do this. If anyone should be able to view our human condition wisely and with compassion, Dr. Frankel's words have a profoundly honest ring for they rest on experiences too deep for deception. What he has to say gains in prestige because of his present position on the medical faculty of the university in Vienna. Vienna, again, I remember I read a book, it was the same thing. They always talk about Vienna, Austria, okay? And because of the renown of the logotherapy clinics that today are springing up in many lands, patterned on his own famous neurological polyclinic in Vienna. One cannot help but compare Viktor Frankl's approach to theory and therapy with the work of his professor, Sigmund Freud. Both physicians concern themselves primarily with the nature and cure of neuroses. Freud, Freud finds the root of these distressing disorders in the anxiety caused by conflicting and unconscious motives. Frankel let's say, distinguishes several forms of neurosis and traces some of them the neurogenic neurosis to the failure of the sufferer to find meaning and a sense of responsibility in his existence. Yeah, Freud stresses frustration in the sexual life. Frankel frustration in the will to meaning. In Europe today, there is a marked turning away from Freud and a widespread embracing of existential analysis, which takes several related forms. The school of logotherapy being one, it is characteristic of Frankel's tolerant outlook that he does not let's say repudiate Freud. Repudiate, yeah, that's repudiate Freud, but builds gladly on his contributions, nor does he quarrel with other forms of existential therapy, but welcomes um, kindship, let's say, yeah, that's no kinship with them. The present narrative, with though it's artfully. So this is another page, um, and I want to see how it went. Okay, and I think we're gonna stop in here, and next time in another video, I will keep on reading. As I'm telling you, I'm tired. I probably need to go to bed, and it's in my country 9:26. Just wanted to do this, but tomorrow I will come back, and I think I will probably read the same text, but in a very different way. Okay. All right. So let's stay in this and let's stop our recording.